Expand any brackets. Now there isn't any really specific way of teaching this. I think the best way is to give you a variety of different questions and different ways they could bring this type of question, and basically work it out for you, right? This is like the reverse of factorization, right? Factorization, your end result would look like something like this, and expanding the brackets is really making the equation longer, as factorizing is making it shorter, right? So we start off this one. We use the 5 and multiply by the two figures or two terms in the brackets, right? Now the brackets obviously means multiply, so 5 by t, which is 5t, and 5 by positive 2, which is positive 10. So that will be written as 5t plus 10. That's it, that's the answer, right? On to the next one. Same thing, the minus 3. I multiply. I'll just use my pencil to guide you. Now don't do these arrows. Well, you don't do these arrows on your CXC paper, please. You could probably do it in pencil and rub it off, right? Just for guidance. Just for guidance. Don't get the examiners this, please. Right, so minus 3 by 3h, that would be minus 9h, and minus 3 multiplied by plus 1, that would just turn the negative to the positive. No, I'm actually wrong. That would be C minus 3. Sorry about that. Minus is stronger than a positive. So sorry about that. And right now I'm looking through the camera, so you see how I'm writing. Right? And I'm looking at the book, I'm looking through the camera. Alright, so all you understand there, right? My fault, my mistake. A minus multiplied by a positive is a minus, in fact. Right? So for this one now, you tell me. Pause the video and you do it for yourself in your mind or any paper. Right? And again, when I make these videos, write down these questions. Write down these questions. Head up your thing just so. Expand any brackets. But the date, wherever, maths, revision, whatever, you write down these questions, and you could probably put your arrows too, because this is the information that you would be using when you're looking back to study for your exam. Not really study, but looking back. Maths is a thing you have to practice. I do, and I understand maths. You need to do, right? So when you're doing your past papers, maybe it might slip your mind. You could always go back to these notes, right? So be writing, please, these questions as we go by. So minus p by 3p is minus 3p squared, and minus p by positive 5 would be minus 5p, right? Now this is a really good skill to have. A really good skill to have. You all could always email me. I'll leave my email in the description, and you all could get worksheets on this topic. Alright, but expanding the brackets and simplification, which is a video I will do to follow this. Very good skills to have. It teaches you a lot about the understanding of equations and manipulating the unknowns, and yeah, you need to have these skills, right? So 4h multiplied by 3h, 12h squared. 4h multiplied by 4, 16h. Right, you all with me so far? And I'm just going through because it's simple multiplication, really. 5 by 4x, 20x, 5 by 6, 30, x squared by x cubed, x squared by minus 4 is minus 4 squared. You all with me? You all with me? You all could always pause the video, right? Nice. Number 7. Now this one is the type you would see, where would you see this? I think you would see it in factorization. I think so. Yeah. You all familiar? Well, you all should be familiar with the perfect square, right? You would see something like this for the perfect square, right? Yeah. Alright, so the way we do this one, I need to do the arrows for guidance. So the first term in the first bracket or parenthesis multiply by the first term in the first bracket or parenthesis. That's the first thing you're doing. So that we do that 2x by x, 2x squared, right? The next thing we do, we're using that the first term or the first term, we multiply it by the second term in the second brackets. So we have 2x multiplied by the positive 3, which would give us a positive 6x. Excuse my writing again, I'm watching through the camera, not the book itself. Right? The next thing we do, we take the second term in the first parenthesis and multiply by the first term. So we have positive 1 by x. Right, 1x. And for the last one, we do the same, positive 1 multiplied by the 3, and that would give us 3. Very nice. Again, these are skills you all need to have, and it's not hard. It's really not hard. It's really not hard. Again, maths is a practice, it's a doing subject. So even though you have these notes, don't just watch. Don't just watch it. Don't just watch it. When you have these notes, take scrap. When you're going back, take scrap and you write it back. You understand? You write over the question and you juggle your brain and try to do it. That's how you revise maths basically. Yeah? You need to do. You know, social studies. Don't read. You need to do. Not just watching. You need to do. Right? For this one is the same thing. Do I need to write the arrows for you all? Alright, so x squared by x cubed, x squared by the minus 4 would give us minus 4x squared, positive 3 by x, 3x, positive 3 by minus 4 would give us minus 12. And the very last one, this, you would see something like this when you're doing factorization by grouping, right? The second or third line in your working, you would see this, right? It's a skill to have. Remember, I tell you, it's a skill to have. You need to have this skill. It's a very good asset when it comes to equation, any type of equation, expansion of brackets and simplification of expressions or equations. Right? So the way we do this one is basically the same thing. You could just mentally block out that second part here, right? Focus on the first part. So we have 2x by minus 7, which will give us minus 14x, and then 2x by positive 2 give us 4x. Right, now on to the second part, 3, and you just continue in there, you're adding on to the equation. you're not going on our next line or skipping or nothing like that, right? Positive 3y multiplied by just the arrow making it look like a minus. It's actually a positive 9, no minus sign in front of it, so 3y multiplied by 9, that would give us a positive 27y, and 3y multiplied by minus 5y would give us minus 15y squared. Alright, so there you have it. Now the next video would be on simplification, and I would give you, let me just simplify this last question here. And because okay, in CXC they would give you something like this, okay, this thing here, this question here, and they would say expand the brackets, or they would say expand and simplify. Now if they just say expand, we're giving them this. If they say expand and simplify, simplification, what you do, you add whatever, you just work out the equation expression just as they have it, but only like terms can work, can add or multiply. No, actually only like terms could add or subtract. Only like terms could add or subtract. Now I'll do a next video for that. You'll really have to take a next video for that, right? But this is expansion of brackets for you.